Welcome to the Jokotade show. My name is Jokotade, and I am so grateful that you have tuned in to the show today. So today I've got an exciting topic, and it's a topic that's very dear to my heart. Now, I know I have so many topics that are dear to my heart, but this one is so dear to my heart because it's an area that I found that a lot of people struggle with. And so I thought that we just kind of tackle it. So let's get straight into it. So today I want to talk with you about a fresh start with your personal care. Now, before we even go any further, I want to share with you two kinds of personal care that I have identified. There is the masked personal care, and then there is the total personal care. The masked personal care is the personal care that, whenever we're going out, we all dress, we dress up, we put on makeup, we, shave, and we do whatever it needs to make us look good. Well, that's the part that people tend to see. While the total personal care is the way you look and the way you are, both when you're inside your home or whenever you're going out. So your internal and your external. And I have found that the external is just alone by itself is not enough to carry you and sustain you as an individual. So today I really want to narrow in and focus on your total personal care. And so I want to start with my story and something that happened to me a few years ago. So a few years ago, I went for like a family gathering or outing, and a few weeks after that, word got back to me that I was the topic of conversation. And what happened was, I guess people were talking about did you see her? Did you see the way she looked? She's not taking good care of herself. What's going on with her? Why is she looking like that? Why do her nails look this way? Why? It was just complete top to bottom criticism. Now, there are two ways I could have taken that conversation. I could have, just called up those people that were talking about me and say, what do you mean? Or I could have taken each of the criticisms and gone to work on them. Well, I'm so grateful that I took the latter, that I actually took the criticisms, the questions, the insults, the negative comments, and I went to work on myself. Now, one of the things that did for me was it became like a defining moment for me. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, God, how did I get to this point? Well, life happened. The reason I got to that point where, people could be talking about how poorly I was taking care of myself is because life had happened. I had allowed life to happen. I had gotten busier. I had become just heavily committed. I had become a mom, and pretty much, in summary, I had put myself at the very bottom of my own priority list. And from that very moment, I made up my mind that I was never going to remain at that point. I wasn't going to become the topic of conversation for my family or my friends at that low level anymore. I was going to rise up. I was going to take better care of myself, both internally and externally, and become this woman that, is just more beautiful and just more whole and more complete. So today I want to share with you three tips, I guess, that I applied to my life that allowed me to become more whole in terms of my personal care. And the very first step and the very first tip that I applied to my life is this. I began to drink more water. Yes, drink more water. And I got so aggressive with my own goal, and I'm not necessarily recommending this for you, but one thing that I did was I took a gallon a day for 30-day challenge. And of course, check with your doctor to do that. But what I did was I would drink a gallon of water every single day for 30 days. And if I tell you what that did for me, it cleansed me out. It got rid of all of the toxins that had been sitting there in my body. All of a sudden, it was like my skin just came back to life. I mean, people would look at me and be like, what are you doing? What are you doing to nothing? Just I cleansed myself of all of the dirty things that we take into our body. So the very first tip that I want to leave with you is drink more water. Again, before you do the 30-day, a gallon a day for 30 days, make sure you check with your doctor to see if that's something that your body can take, because it's definitely not for everybody. Well, the next step that I took for my journey, for my fresh start journey to personal care is this. I decided to dress my age. Yes, what am I talking about? Well, I looked at a recent photo of me standing next to my husband. And I asked myself, okay, do I look like his girl or do I look like his mom? Well, I will be honest, I was kind of in between there. And so I said, you know what? I want to look like my husband's girl. I don't want to look like his mother. And so that just meant that I needed to make some adjustments to the way I dressed. I needed to make sure that whenever we were going out, that I would take some time to plan my outfits better. I would make sure that I shopped for colors and styles that suited my body. I would make sure that I don't kind of look at others and look at what others are wearing and then use that to determine what I would wear, especially if it didn't look good for my body type. So I made sure that I started to dress my age, not older than I am, if anything, just a little bit within my own age range and look like my husband's girl. I wanted him to kind of be proud of me whenever we're going out. And I know that there are some men that are watching the Jokotade show. I believe that it works both ways. You know, every woman wants to be with a man that she is proud of. So gentlemen, if you're watching me, or listening to me, make sure that you dress your age, dress great. I think everyone should dress beautifully. If you're a woman, dress beautifully. If you're a gentleman, dress, be sharp, be the man that the woman will be proud of. And ladies, be the woman that your man will be proud of. Finally, there's one key step that ties everything together for me, and it's this. Make sure you develop better routines. Now, what am I talking about? One of the things that I had to do was I had to take on a skincare routine. That meant that I had to research better products to apply on my skin. I had to find out, what products would make my skin come alive again and make me look less tired and help me look more youthful. So I did some research. I found some great products and that helped me with my skincare routine. I also made sure that I apply my skincare routine in the morning and in the evening. And over time, my skin just became better, came back alive. I stopped looking tired. And I just started looking better. Now, the other kind of routine that I want to suggest that you also take on is your feeding routine. Make sure you plan your meals better. Try to avoid leaving home without figuring out what it is you're going to eat for the rest of the day. Because what I found that happened in my life was whenever I did not plan my meals, I would go out and I would end up eating junk. And of course, the consequences of that. So develop better feeding routines for your body. Finally, one last routine that I want to mention that many of us struggle with is the workout routine. Now, you might be watching and you'll be like, oh, Jokotade, you don't understand. I don't have time to go to the gym. Well, neither do I. But guess what I started doing? I found videos on YouTube that allowed me to do some workout routines in my bathroom. I think I kind of mentioned this before. Sometimes my husband would kind of walk in and be like, what are you doing? And he would laugh or giggle and I'd be like, that's okay. And I would stay focused on my goal. And that has totally helped me. So ladies, those are my points. And of course, gentlemen, those are the points I wanted to share with you. I think it's very important that you take great care of yourself. It would help you become more confident. You'll be able to attract better clientele. You become more likable. You will no longer be the topic of conversation. So those were my quick points for today. A fresh start with your personal care. These are some of the points that I have taken from my brand new book, A Fresh Start, the step-by-step journey to rebuild and renew your life. That is available right now. And you want to head out to go get your own copy online so that you can qualify for the pre-order bonuses. And then the other thing that I want you to do is download my app. My app has so much more content, all of my previous podcasts. You can watch videos, you can listen to me, and you would find them very, very beneficial. Finally, I want you to head on over to jokotade.com so that you can get some more tips on how you can move your life forward. I thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you again on another episode of the Jokotade Show. Take care.